Hello, everyone. My name's Ryan, and this is Mitch, and we decided to study the Shields All Sports Dome on campus. So let's get after it. All right, so the general info, it is located right off campus on 1910 Monks Avenue, and you can find it, the website to reserve spots and see more information on the mnsu.edu website. Then you just have to go to University Life and then Campus Recreation. That'll help you do it. Then the director is Todd Fillingstein, and he is the director of campus recreation on campus. So that just kind of he is the director of all the campus rec facilities, and there's a lot of different campus rec and also campus athletic facilities or athletic events that go on inside the dome. Here's our video.
All right, so we start our video outside of the dome. This is kind of an outside view of where you're going to walk into the dome. These are the front doors, the main doors that are always used going in and out of the dome. Then here you're going to see the lobby area right outside before you enter the actual dome. Some tables out here, some chargers for your phone, vending machines, bathrooms, and a janitorial closet as well. Then here to the left, there's an entrance into the storage room as well as the office where you check in for campus activities. Then here we're entering the actual dome. On the right here, you can see some of the batting cages that get utilized by mostly baseball and softball here on campus. There's three full cages that stretch all the way down the full length of the dome. As we were in here, baseball is just getting done with this practice today, so there's still a few guys getting some reps in, as you can see. It's really important that we take care of this facility, so we always try to pick up after ourselves. Whatever team's in there, always try to pick up after yourselves. It's really important. Here's a good view of the whole dome.
There's a whole soccer field, and also football comes in here too. So athletic games happen in here sometimes. I know football has had tons of scrimmages in there, and soccer also has played their some of their spring games in here as well.
It's also utilized by a lot of on-campus recreations, like lacrosse comes in here and plays. We've seen them in there before, so it definitely gets its money worth when it comes to usage. Here we're headed towards the storage shed, kind of the garage area where most of the storage is for all the teams on campus that use the facility. See the baseball corner here, got the football corner, you got soccer and lacrosse nets, and then you got the gator they use.
All right, so that was our video tour. All right, so we kind of explained some of the positive design features, like with the batting cages and how it is multi-purpose and use of all the sports and campus activities. But some of the poor design features that we found since being in the dome and since we were able to use it so much being on the baseball team, we have found that there is very limited storage in that garage. There is a small corner for all baseball and softball equipment. Football has a bunch of their equipment in there too, soccer, and even Bethany University has some of their equipment in there for both baseball and softball, and also maintenance equipment. So there's all the fences when they put up the softball games, because softball can play games in there as well. So they have the fences and they have the gator and they have everything parked in there. So that can kind of be, it could have been nice to have a little bit more storage for as many teams and as many members of the community use that storage facility. Also, the doors in there can sometimes be opened when the big garage door is open, so that is sometimes tough as it can cause the dome to lose a little bit of pressure and also just kind of make everything super windy in there as well. Secondly, there are these doors right here that go around campus or go around the dome that show out to campus and around, and they are not completely sealed, so they can tend to leak and offer a lot of water and different things getting inside of the dome and onto the turf. And sometimes that isn't great for the turf, especially when there isn't a whole lot of drainage underneath this turf since it is inside, so it doesn't really need a whole lot. So that's a little bit of a design flaw that could cause some damage to the turf, which is also really expensive. And finally, it's kind of tough to see here, but there's a small wire that goes along right here where these nets are put up. And the nets are great because it allows the dome to be split into three pieces. But I wish they would have had it a little bit higher because it can tend to cause a lot of issue for sometimes baseball and a lot of times for soccer as well, where the wire can get in the way and end up causing the trajectory of the ball to be changed. So especially when there's games inside the dome, it can be a little iffy, especially if it can change the course of a game. So that's a little bit of a design flaw there as well that maybe could have been avoided if it would have just been a little higher, or they could have thought of a little different way to hang up the nets.
One thing we would change is definitely better heating in the dome. There's only one heating station, and it's right on the entrance to your right when you walk into the actual dome. So the further down you go to the dome, away from the main entrance, the colder it gets. So it can get pretty cold down there in the dead of winter. So
Yeah, and just like especially when softball can play down in the complete other side of the dome, fans there can kind of tend to be very cold. You see people in there with big coats and everything, so that's a little tough. One big takeaway from our tour there is that being multi-purpose in this type of facility is a must to be able to get your money's worth. You see how many sports, you see football, soccer, lacrosse, baseball, softball, even some Bethany athletics get use out of that. Not to mention all of the campus recreation where there is, high school teams coming into practice. There's adult soccer leagues. There's even birthday parties that they can hold in there. You just see all of these things, and you're like, man, there's no way that this facility is never not being used, and that's really the case. There's not much time where this facility is just sitting there, so that's why multi-purpose is such a must. It allows the facility to be used to its fullest extent and not just having a basketball court where you can't really have anything else in there. So that's the really great part about this facility. So that's our presentation and our tour. We hope you enjoyed. Thank you.